Welcome to Sponsored by Nobody, this week sponsored by Shut-Ins. Haha, look, it's all of us now. It is May 2021, and we're listening to The Tallest Heights Season 1, Episode 1, called Whirligig's Time to Spin. In this game, we'll be using the homebrew version of the Wildsea world setting and its system. I am Austin, playing the Firefly this time, and we have...
Bev playing Willow.
I'm Dylan, and I'll be playing Netto Guts.
Ian, playing Rocky.
I'm Jonathan, playing Ben Yenston.
All right. So, like previously said, we're going to be playing a fun little homebrew we thought of. Kind of doing a homeward bound or a pet exploration with your characters before everything went super green. If everyone wants to give me a quick, select your character, breakdown of your character, and then we'll move on to the world.
I'll go first. My name's Rocky. I am... How old did I say I was? I think I said I was one of the youngest, so that puts me at like 11 or 12. I have a hedgehog as my pet. It's been mutated I don't think that's a spoiler because you're now listening to episode 1, so you better figure that out fast. But yeah, it's been mutated and has bismuth colored needles with a light gray body. And I use it as a punching glove because my mom was an ex-pro boxer and my dad was military, so I learned boxing growing up, and I use my hedgehog as a spiky metal death glove. It's awesome.
You must have been the most fun at competitions.
So friendly.
Never once getting called out for misdeeds.
No one's going to question a kid with a spike glove flailing it around.
We're just going to pat him on the head and move him over here.
This is America.
Hey now, this is America.
Don't get
Fair enough.
I'm playing Ben Yenston, a mild-mannered child, really, of age about 13, 14. Ben got a little curious and stepped outside and came back a little bit not okay. Ben's pet is a big red fire moth. I'm sure it'll go great.
I have so many questions.
At least he didn't say what's the worst that could happen.
You'll find out.
It's okay, I'm the narrator. My words don't count.
Okay, I can go. Yes, I'm Willow. I'm probably one of the older kids. I'm about 14 or 15. My parents named me Willow because they were just into Buffy. It's that they're you know that thing where people name their children after their fandoms. Well, that's what happened to me. But besides that, my parents are pretty normal people. My mom is a cook at a family restaurant, and my dad has a vague office job that he works in an office. But
Kids don't know where their parents work.
Don't know or care. Dad works at office. Cool.
Dad's name is Gray.
Right. He is man. He aspired because he liked fun, jovial shows as young, but then had to get job anyway. But my shtick is that I'm one of those kids who wants to succeed and do well and have an interesting resume by the time they're applying for college. So I volunteer at the town's tiny, kind of crappy zoo. But we've got a zoo, and we're the people who work at the zoo in this town. They're just super proud of it. And it's got a decent but lackluster array of different animals. But the thing that the town is super proud of is one of the elephants just gave birth a few weeks ago, and there's a new baby elephant, and me volunteering at the zoo, I'm all about spending as much time with the baby elephant as I can because I'm just enamored with this little tiny elephant friend.
And it's enamored with you, of course.
Right? And yeah, elephants, they do not forget. Yeah.
Especially when they get bigger.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And lastly, we have...
So I really don't know what other way to say this, but as the introduction to my character, like Netto or Net is a little shit. He is absolutely beautiful as a character. I love him. So he had obviously he's basically the most amount of edgelord tropes I can roll into one ball. So he's probably about like 11 years old. He's been in juvie for probably like the last like 2 years because his parents died in an unfortunate accident, which he doesn't talk about at all ever and doesn't acknowledge it and just basically ignores you if you do talk about it. And or if you keep pressing it, he'll probably just like destroy you. His grandpa took over as his primary guardian when it happened, and he was like a construction worker, like big Ruski dude, right? And, you know, drank a lot. And then while he was in juvenile detention, his grandpa got disabled. So he sort of just like got let off his chain. You know what I mean? So he had a very crappy childhood, so to speak. And now he's like completely out of control. So when you see that 11-year-old where you're like, oh my God, no amount of being on Dr. Phil is going to fix this child. Yeah, he's one of those.
What's his favorite vape flavor?
Oh my God. Grandma's red pepper jelly? I have no idea.
Asking the real questions right now.
The classy taste up in here.
None of those like scrub flavors. That's for sure. It doesn't matter as long as it's strong, right? He's actually a really good dude on the inside, but life has really beat him down. So he's, as I say,
at
he's
the ripe age of 11.
Yeah, he's super edgelordy right now. Like he's what you'd expect like a normal like 15 or 16-year-old to be going through. He's just going through it way early. But he's the type who will like put himself in harm's way almost intentionally, and
just to feel something.
Yeah, of course, right?
No.
He's basically talented at deconstructing things. That's his primary talent. Is he's the same reason that he went to juvie was smashing up his school, right? So he knows the ways of construction and how to do the opposite.
Is he good at deconstructing things like metaphysically, like an argument?
No.
Okay.
Not particularly. No.
Okay.
In fact,
unless you count the dark void that is his soul.
Oh man.
Deconstructing his own psychology?
Oh, dude, this is going to be so good.
Loving it already.
Okay, so his pet is a big firefly with a big crystal butt on it, so to speak, and it builds up. I'm not quite sure how it works, but that's why this is a fantasy setting. But it builds up radiation in its body, and it fires. Basically, it farts a death ray. You know what I mean? Like,
nice.
Like y'all ever played like Smash Bros? Just to make like a short aside here, The Wario has the fart move, and you need to wait for it to build up. But if you do a long time, you're just like, holy crap, what the hell was that? And he's just like, yeah, for like
literally, holy crap.
For 5 seconds a day, yeah, I project a high intensity death beam. You know what I mean? Like everybody needs to toot, right? So that's and past that, the rest of the time he's a very cute bug. He's about 1.5 feet wide, and he has about enough strength to fly with a cup of coffee.
His wingspan.
Yeah, 1.5 feet with the wingspan. He's not very big. He's very tiny, actually.
Well, this sounds adorable.
He is adorable, but also terrifying.
Aww.
So if listeners haven't queued in, this is before the green tide overtook everything, but things have still had time to be affected by the Krezerin. Yes, that's Krezerin. That's it. So everyone had their family pets, and those pets are now companions, for the best or worst of what's going to happen. So to give a frame for you guys to understand what's happened, I've kind of discussed it before, but let's just do it again. So basically, your families did the thing everyone in the 90s did with their friends, where they thought, oh, I'm going to buy a bunch of property, we're all going to have houses beside it, and we're going to grow up and we're going to be friends forever. They did it. Right? They got a cute little cul-de-sac at the end of a, it's not so busy town, and they're all relatively happy, settled lives. They're also a bit forward-thinking. So they prepared for things that could go wrong. So they all taught you different life skills for survival, outdoorsmanship, stuff like that. Some of it didn't take. Some of you are better at outdoorsmanship than others. More rugged, let's say. But you're all prepared. What your parents also did was prepare a bunker that connects to all 4 of your houses. Should anything go wrong, and all the families can hide out in and be safe for up to 5 years. And it was an average week. You guys were just getting ready for the weekend. All your parents were out and about with your siblings or what have you. Let's start with that. Frame, what was the last day like of normality for you guys? When everything went bad and you had to run to the bunker, what was the last thing you had to do, and what was the last thing you grabbed?
What was about the time of day when the bunker, or when everything happened? Midday, end of the day?
We'll say, yeah, pure midday, sun's high in the sky, everything's green, sunny, and summery.
I was outside touching grass. Sorry, I was outside touching grass. I missed it while we were in the bunker, but I remember I was...
This is before the bunker.
Yeah, I know. But I'm in character.
Continue.
So I imagine Ben would probably just like climbing trees or something, just hanging out, maybe hanging upside down or something, trying to like show off in a dumb way that anybody in like later high school is like, oh, I never did that. But they have flashbacks of like, no, I was doing that. I used to think that was fun. I used to think that was cool. I miss my innocence, but Ben totally doing those things, being like, look at this thing I can do. See me standing here, thumbs hitched in my pockets. Look how cool I am.
You are the coolest.
Rocky's probably following him along, trying to like imitate different cool things that he sees Ben doing, being like, yeah, I'm cool like the older kids. Like, definitely the little, almost not quite little brother, but that like a little annoying kid that is on the block that's like 2 years younger, a year younger than everybody, and just follows them around and is like, I'm part of the group. And they all make him go get like drinks and stuff. And
do you have glasses?
Sure. Yeah. Rocky has glasses. Why not? And he's just like, I picture him climbing up one of the trees, and he's got his little like skateboard in his hands, and he's like, look, Ben, look, I'm cool. See this new skateboard move? And he like puts it on a branch, and he slides down the branch on the skateboard and like jumps over and tries to grab a branch and like falls a little bit, but grabs a branch just at the last minute, and then is like, I did it. See, guys?
All right. The little brother type.
Yeah.
And Willow?
I feel like I just got home after doing like a morning at the zoo, and I, eating lunch and telling my mom literally everything the baby elephant did that morning, and just like will not stop talking about this baby elephant, just being all like, and then we gave it a tire, and then it chewed the tire, and then it was really cute, and then it kind of rolled on its back and went wah, and I took a picture, and here's all my photos. Swipes through 16 of basically the same photos that are almost like a flip book at this point. It just like,
it's a slideshow.
It's just a slideshow that really, if you just like down it, then it will be like a video, and it's like, why not just take a video? Right.
You don't get me, Mom.
You just don't get me. I'm really into this baby. Have you seen? Look at him. Look at him. He's got little tusks. And, eating a sandwich, just enamored.
All right. And what was Netto?
Oh, man, I don't know. I assume I probably got out of juvie like not too long ago, like probably like 2 weeks ago. I haven't really meshed with everybody in the. I haven't seen them for so long, right? So I haven't really. I'm having trouble blending in, and I assume I'm just probably standing around in the backyard, and Grandpa's been disabled. His health ain't super duper good, so he mostly just sits in his chair and he drinks. And he's as abusive as he can be, considering that he doesn't have too much energy or mobility anymore. Yeah, exactly right. So he mostly just yells and sometimes throws things.
Come over here so I can hit you with the stick.
Yeah, so he's yelling inside the house, and I'm out in the backyard, and I'm bouncing my one ratty baseball on my bat. My one baseball bat that I own, which is an aluminum bat, which is mostly used for villainous things and not really so much actual baseball. But today I do have my mitt and my bat, and I'm just like in the backyard playing baseball by myself and trying to avoid Grandpa's wild ranting.
Perfect. So it's relatively a normal day until there's like this kind of whoosh of air. Kind of all feel it. Everything just feels more and intense and fresh. And then your grandfather gets a call, and he gets picked up by the nursing home to go get some tests done on his legs.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All the while shouting abuse at them, telling he doesn't need this, I don't need you, blah blah blah. My taxes pay your, wages.
I can't help them. I mostly just have to pretend to not be there, because otherwise he'll blame me for letting them take him, and like he's still gonna be like, where the hell were you, right? So I'm still gonna hide. It's better to have him be mad at me than like to go in and, because I don't want to stop them from taking him.
Please,
that's a
give
whole
me a
different
few
fight.
hours.
It's a mood. Okay, yeah, we're gonna let them take him. He needs to be moved. Yeah, he can't move himself.
And then after, perfect. He's taken away, and they said we'll be back in a few hours. Testing shouldn't take too long, to your disappointment. Some quiet time longer is always kind of nice. Then
We're going to pause here for a second. And we're back.
All right, so after a few uneventful hours, kind of alone playing amongst yourselves, the sound rings out. This is an emergency alert. Please, this is not a drill. Please pay attention to your phones.
I've never actually heard. Wait, sorry.
Oh,
Never actually heard an emergency on these before. Usually just plays that terrible sound.
Oh,
and then
There is no
there's a
disregard
that says
text.
Disregard.
Across any of the screens that we're on, if any of them have them on, and across your phones if you have them, there's an emergency warning to get inside somewhere safe, secure, and strong, and to remove all plants from inside the location. And that is it. Just a repeating cycle of that.
Well,
Get inside, safe, secure, strong, remove plants from your immediate location.
I grab Mr. Hedgie and his terrarium and run towards our bunker.
Does his terrarium have any plants in it?
Probably like some small ones, but he's probably like half eaten them, I assume. Or 90% eaten them, because when you leave live plants with animals, they tend to eat them.
That's fair. Okay. What about the other people?
Yeah, I just kind of like go through I'm sure my parents have trained into me this is what you do. And yeah, make sure that I've, got my phone, wallet, and keys. And yeah, other stuff. And I just head down into the bunker, following the direction.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, continue. No, continue.
Yep, Ben stops to like grab some stuff from his from home, and then heads on in to the bunker, telling Ian's character, telling Rocky, like, hey, hurry up, get what you need.
I'm coming. It's like grabbing his extra glasses on the way, so he has a spare set.
Does my mom follow down? Because I did.
No, your mom, upon hearing this, so she has to go pick up your sister from the hospital.
Okay.
Older. I'm not gonna.
Older.
Yeah,
or
older.
Younger?
She's an adult. Your sister is an adult.
Okay.
Your sister is an adult who works at the hospital.
Okay, good. Oh, good.
I'm not gonna primrose you.
Oh no.
Okay, thank you. I volunteer.
All right, that's canon. We heard
My
it.
elephant.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, so she rushes off, says to get down to the bunker. She'll be back with your sister as soon as she can.
Thumbs up, head down.
Do you take anything with you?
Yeah, I just kind of grab, like I think, my parents are all like, like grab the preserves and things like that. So, I grab my Swiss Army knife that I had from my grandpa. I grab, and I'm just kind of like looking around, like, what's in the kitchen? Pack of matchbook, pack of canned food, bag of peanuts, because I still had that on me from the zoo. And why not? They're good protein. Right. And I just kind of head down because I'm like, I don't know what to. I've got my phone.
Okay. And I think that just leaves Netto.
I'm gonna grab my school book because we're reading it in class right now, and the teacher is going to be pissed if I don't study my homework, and I am trying to not get held back.
Good stuff. Thinking ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Because I only have like 3 or 4 months, and they were like, hey, you're not going to be able to do the whole year, but I didn't want to be held back anymore. So anyways, I'm going to grab my school book, and I've still got my mitt and my bat, but let's assume that when the alert went off, I ran inside still having my mitt and my bat, but I left my ball outside. I didn't have time to grab it. So I run in, I hear what's going on. I grab my book and I grab my jar with my fireflies in it.
All right. So you all relatively uneventfully make it down into the bunker. Willow is the first one in, followed by Ben with Rocky on his heels, kind of tripping over himself. And then Netto slides in all nonchalantly cool, not really concerned about it. Do you hide the fireflies from everybody else?
I'm probably this is a stressful situation, and I'm still a kid. I'm definitely gonna be holding on to them like I've got all my crap under one arm, so they're obvious, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't think we would freak out about like, oh, there's fireflies. It's just like, okay, cool, we brought stuff.
Yeah, he's not like flaunting them, but he's not deliberately trying to hide them.
Yeah.
either.
They're just tucked under my arm with all the rest of my crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're welcome to say something about it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone cares.
Yeah.
Like we're like there's an alarm going off and we're hiding in a bunker. You
Right
bring in
off
a
the
jar of
bat.
fireflies is
We've been told to remove plants, and right now we're looking at like the frozen produce bags. Like wondering, do these peas count?
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Like,
So it's your
Aw.
average like. Oh, it's not gonna be okay. Don't worry.
oh no.
You all make it down pretty good. You're all shaken, scared, sharing glances. You get calls from. Yeah, let me in. From your prospective families, saying that they'll be there soon. Don't worry. But if they don't make it within the next little bit, you have to lock the bunker.
Do you mean respective, not perspective?
I don't know. Ian, do I?
I think you mean respective families, not perspective families. Because perspective families means we're orphans and they're looking to adopt us.
Yeah, that's one
Respective
thing.
families.
That's your storyline. I'm not.
or
Your
we can start
respective
pairing off.
families.
I've never
Ian is the first
like,
to be eaten.
Yes. I've become a true Firefly like Ian. My words no longer make sense.
I've never corrected someone else's words. This is a first.
You're one of us, Ian.
It feels so good.
We're thrilled.
Oh, it's glorious. I'm just like bathing in this.
I'm never going back.
Glorious.
I do the English goods now.
So, Ian, you get a call from both your parents saying to
Oh
buck
no.
up. They're on a FaceTime.
At the same time.
They're in a car. They're on a highway as far as you can
Okay.
tell. They tell you, you've been through training. You're a tough kid. They know that you'll be fine. But expect the worst. They don't hold back. They're realists, even though you're not the strongest kid.
Yeah. Oh, I immediately
Okay.
just start bawling. Rocky is an absolute nightmare of a prepubescent kid who's just bawling, realizing this is the end. It is not going well.
I'm staring at him, wondering he needs tissues, but also limited supplies. Do we use the toilet paper? Maybe just your
Guys?
sleeve. Take sleeve.
My cats are got the vroomies.
Willow, you get a call from your mom and your sister saying that they're safe, but they're not going to be able to get back home. The hospital's been locked down and they're trapped inside somehow. With traffic and people flooding in and the weird rush of people trying to throw plants out of every window. It's just... oh yeah, just
All those
it's like a
flowers.
festival in Spain, just flowers raining down from the sky.
I'm gonna go to the Discord and suggest a monster based on that now. That's awesome.
It's just,
Yeah.
but they say not to worry, and they know you'll be okay. Netto, you get a phone call, not a FaceTime, a phone call. Your grandpa doesn't know how to do that.
I don't answer that shit.
Okay, then he leaves you a
He
voicemail.
dialed it on a rotary
So there is
phone.
a voicemail there if you want to listen to it
I do
at
not.
some point in the future.
He can smoke the indescribable parts of my PG self. Anyways, carrying on.
Okay, so he stoically
It's my
ignores.
butthole, damn it.
And Ben, your parents... Oh, I don't have much on your parents. Were your parents absent or caring?
I think that they might have been absent. Not like maliciously absent, but just like... Yeah, like Ben played a lot of video games, and his parents were kind of glad to have some them time.
Have a low maintenance game.
Yeah.
Okay. You get a couple texts.
No.
Both of them relatively the same thing. That they love you, and that they don't know if they'll make it back, but they know that you're surrounded by friends, and you'll probably be okay.
All right, and I'll say, all right, I guess drive careful wherever you are.
Oh.
What?
I got everyone except Jonathan.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Oh, I got
Good. No,
Jonathan.
we're good.
You're
Can
good.
everyone hear? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so he'll text it back like,
It's like
okay, I love you too. Even though they may not have actually said it. And then he'll be willing to close the door. He'll make that decision if there's
Yes.
hesitation.
So yeah, the time frame definitely passes that anyone would have made it back.
Yeah,
So the door
you're
does need to be closed.
I guess Willow's the oldest technically, and then you, and then you and Netto are tied in age roughly, and then I'm the youngest.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
Did we get any kind of messaging from my
Bev,
dad?
did we what? Did we what, Bev?
We'll never know.
I'm gonna pause,
yep. All right.
and we're back.
So, what do we got here?
Also, did we hear anything from my dad?
No, not
Okay.
a thing.
Typical father.
Oh no, you're the main character.
I just like shoot the dirtiest glare of "Oh no, you don't."
No, and that's odd. You expected something from him, honestly.
Okay. I'm just kind of like is the door like wide open, or is it just not locked?
It's wide open. It's one of those doors where, like, once you close it, it's closed for a while.
I'm just like standing at. I know it's the time, so I'm just like standing on the edge, staring, like hoping that I like see somebody coming in the distance, because I just do not want to close that door before somebody's here.
Ben will from below be like, "Hey, do you see anyone?"
Do I see anyone?
No.
Do I? No. I
No,
haven't
sorry.
seen anyone.
I didn't know if you were asking me or if you were responding. No, yeah. You don't see anyone, but you do kind of see the weeds on the side of the path that leads to the bunker are kind of just like waving in the wind. There is no wind.
It's happening. I just kind of like I've got that whole like big kid complex of I'm the big kid, but I'm also a kid, and I don't want to shut the door. I really don't want to shut the door. I do not want to be the biggest one here. I want my mommy. As they say, they come back. I don't want to shut the. I don't want to like shut the door, and then like that's when they come over the horizon because I watch too many movies, and just I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like
Hey,
this.
Will.
And I'm not. I'm stalling on decisions.
Hey, Willow. Come on, let's get down into the bunker.
But they could. They just hold on another minute.
They told us it was time. I already gave you an extra 5.
I didn't want to close it on them.
Come on, I'll do it.
There's like that moment of like I don't want to be the one to do it, but I don't want to give you permission, so I'm just kind of frozen a little.
I'm just gonna kind of like nod my head towards the like like deeper within, I suppose would be the way. And I'm like, I don't mind. I'll close it. Like, get going. Go. Why are you still here?
I just kind of like, okay, but like also like staring at the door the whole time. What if I see somebody in the last second?
I'm gonna kind of like puff up a little bit, like kind of like be a jerk about it, you know what I mean? And kind of like stomp like one foot and like clap my hands like really like sharply, you know what I mean? Just like snap and clap at her, or stomp and clap at her, and be like, go, get going. The longer you look at, the worse it's gonna, or like the harder it's gonna be. Just go.
Okay, well now I'm just like mad at you, but I also like I go because like,
storm off like an angry tizzy.
Like, how dare you? You jerk. I don't like you now.
And I'm obviously not super happy about it, but I'd rather you be mad at me because at least that makes sense to me. And then I can do the hard thing that you weren't able to do for yourself. So I'm gonna, and also, Grandpa needs to be sealed out. We need to go clarify that a little bit. But that's something that he himself is not going to be able to acknowledge at the time. Like, but it's somewhere deep in the back of his mind, there will become a root planted or a seed planted for that. So I'm gonna shut the door to the fullest of my ability.
So it definitely takes some heaving. It was more designed for adults to do, but this giant steel hatch starts swinging down. Using the hydraulic system to make sure it doesn't slam down on you. The 1 foot door closes. You hear a bunch of metallic, locking sounds. A little amber siren goes off, and then the hallway is just lit up with some bare bulbs to another door farther in.
Head down the hall.
And you go to explore your new home. Black screen.
Cool bunk beds at least.
There's tons of everything in there. So, black screen, you're going to be in there for about 3 months, give or take. Inside, it's comfortable. You've got bunk beds, enough for your whole families, enough food and water, easily accessible and usable. Even Rocky can manage to do cook nights.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more space than you expected. There's supposed to be some more people. And, stocked. Whatever you think you can find in there, you can kind of find in there for survival equipment, give or take.
I think Ben's dad might have put a deep freezer down here just as a convenient place to put a deep freezer. So, whatever might be in that deep freezer is also, just food that we have.
And ice cream. There is definitely ice cream.
We're just like, oh, cool. There's ice cream, most of a deer.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, you have the last ice cream you think you'll ever find.
Yeah. Rocky definitely eats those little pints of ice cream, like the Haagen-Dazs or whatever, or the he eats an entire one that first night because he's again a kid and there's no adults around. Also, he thinks his parents are dead or at least far away, so he's just sad crying eating this ice cream. And if anyone's like, you can't eat that because survivalist stuff, he's like, I'm gonna cut you.
Try to cut us with that little Haagen-Dazs wooden not spoon thing.
It's like Terry Fox run little ice creams with a wooden spoon that takes the ice cream. Tastes more like wood than ice cream.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You've just kind of been chewing that, and at this point it's just splinters of chewed ice cream imbued gnawed wood.
Yeah.
I feel
Oh, no, continue.
I was going to say, I feel like throughout the 3 months, I've run the full gambit of, every stage of grief, I've gone from trying to be puts a strong face on it, like I'm the oldest, I'm gonna try to be maternal now, like trying to make things fun for the kids. I've been like debating both with myself and then out loud, like, well, we've been in here a while, at what point do we try to do something? I've like been trying to make meals for it and like, help people as kids as they're sad and like be the brave one, but then I've also like fully like just one night just explode, cry, angry, yelling because you just assume that because I'm the oldest and a girl I'm gonna make all the meals for you guys all the time, you all suck, and like just from all the it's I'm mad at everything else, but redirecting at that. Probably had a few like tense moments with Net, because I'm still haven't really forgiven him for closing the door, but like I'm not old enough to realize things like what's it called when you redirect your emotions at the wrong place, that thing, I can't remember what it's called right now, but yeah, so I've just
misplaced emotions,
aggressions,
projection,
yeah. Just doing that all over the place. And then there's just like, like the boredom, the we've been in here, everybody remembers like, that full lockdown lethargy, been there and like,
what lockdown lethargy? Nobody's ever been through a lockdown before.
That's not real.
Those don't exist.
Oh,
But like
it's
that,
happening
like
again.
up and down of like, there's no point. Everything is sad. To screw this. I'm gonna make everyone happy. Let's all make a fort out of the bunk bed mattresses. What is the point of making a fort? Kind of up and down and up and down. And I've run the gambit over the last 3 months.
Ben spends a lot of time playing as an end-on button handheld system.
Also, just, because I'm with 3 guys in the room, I assume that none of them have figured out that maybe once a month this teenager is trying to figure out some things,
Yeah. I like to think...
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, Rocky has negative opinions on that, also negative ideas.
I imagine that some of those supplies are somewhere, and it could be kind of like maybe at the second month or like a day or sometime after it was necessary. It's like, hey guys, I need help finding something.
You won't need to worry about that because, like I said, this place was stocked for your entire family to survive for 5
Why
years.
did she get freaked out when we put all the cotton balls with strings in the toilet to watch them expand?
Good times.
Record it for posterity.
like Ben would definitely be down for helping to find something, even if he might not have taken health class yet. People accidentally didn't tell me about periods until I was like 15. Just somehow that just didn't. Everyone was like, my own parents were like, "You didn't know?" And I was like, "No, nobody told me. This is something that nobody told me. Like, I know where babies come from."
We're 15.
Yeah, I was like, I know where babies come from. Didn't know what periods were.
That's a good solid 2 years of half your peers having found out about this.
Yeah, they were like, didn't you realize, like, don't you remember when your sister had hers and we were like freaking out about it? And I was like, no. Like,
I was not paying attention.
Yeah.
Really dedicated to that role play.
Yeah, right? So he'll be like, hey, I found this back box with a green writing. Here you go.
It tells me I'm a strong, confident woman.
Yes.
Well, it's funny that you mention, because I know you did say that you did venture outside at one point during the 3 months.
Yes.
So maybe you were trying to make her feel better and retrieve something for her from the old house.
My mom said I need this box and all of this chocolate.
Actually, there might be some kind of like either a wholesome item that someone's missing. Like, yeah, you know what? Ben's young and dumb. He would try to impress them. He would try to impress, as far as he knows, the only woman who still exists on the world.
He did the math.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, I'll go. I'll try to take a look around and see if I could find anyone out there. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? Like,
Immediately mark a mire and come back with the damage.
Okay.
I have seen things.
I'm going to mark.
Yeah, so you do make it outside, but you... It's not anything like you envisioned, and something attacks you, and everyone hears your screaming and drags you back inside. And you just have, like, a vine wrapped around your arm.
It wasn't
I
as
think you're
bad as you thought.
overreacting.
It was worse.
Like, freaking out over a vine.
I'm gonna mark.
Is he bleeding or has a rash?
I'm gonna mark them.
No.
I'm gonna mark the mire. I can't stop crying.
Perfect. Love it.
And
And when you guys go to pull him back in, Bev, you step in a green puddle.
Okay.
And it stings a bit, but it just kind of goes away.
Okay. Anything happen to like my foot? Do I notice anything?
It
Like the
stays
rashing?
green.
My foot?
Yeah.
Like my shoe or my actual foot?
Your actual foot.
huh.
Oh,
So
Rocky 10 out of 10 suggests amputating it.
I say no. I'll just like, and I go and I look for like rubbing alcohol or something, and because there's probably a pretty stock med kit, and so
Yeah.
I'm looking to see, like try to clean this off, try to disinfect it, like what is this?
Yeah, no, you can clean it off, and Rocky's sharpening his antique flame knife.
I'm not weighing in, but I'm definitely gonna like nod, like Rocky's got it going on. He knows where we need to go with this. Like,
I shoot you more death glares.
Ben is like, you're not cutting your foot off. Sorry, you're not cutting your foot off with a flinching knife.
Okay, but like,
Use the
my
bone.
parents always say gangrene is one of the worst things you can get, and it's
This
an
isn't
infection.
green. It's just green.
And if you get gangrene long enough, you're gonna die. If it gets in your bloodstream, you will die. You need to cut it off right away.
Isn't green. It's just like puddle moss or something. I'm gonna, you know what? You know those times when I say I'm going to the bathroom and you better leave me alone for a while? That's what's gonna happen right now. Cool.
This
Go to the
gangrene,
bathroom.
you're gonna need to.
Door.
She's going to the bathroom again.
This happens every month.
Rocky, you sent her to the bathroom again.
In your attempt...
You're good. You need to. It's gonna get infected, and she's gonna die. There's only 3. There's only 4 of us here.
I've actually just like hidden all the chocolate in the bathroom at this point. So after like a little while of trying to clean this off, I'm just like nomming on chocolate in the corner. Bathroom locked.
It kind of fades, honestly. To like, it's only noticeable if you get real close or in real bright light if it's bright green, and just with water.
It fades.
Okay.
Unlike Ben's sobbing.
You can hear in the distance.
Oh no. Oh no.
All right, and then another. After this little adventure, you're a little more wary. At least Ben is. Develops a phobia of plants. But a couple months later, when you're going around your normal things, the event outside, relatively forgotten. The green foot, just a novelty that everyone jokes about now. The puns have gotten old.
You're hilarious.
Yeah, the odd joke of, oh, look, there's a spring in your step, or...
I've heard of a green thumb.
Rocky, at one point, when you're like asleep, starts coming towards you with like the knife, and he gets about a foot away from you, and he just passes out because he can't actually do it. He just he gets too scared and passes out, and you like wake up in the morning, and there's
just
Rocky.
there
He's just on the floor with a knife, like passed out.
I just kind of like
Rocky things.
Stare at that, and I walk away, and I take some of the waffles out of the freezer, and I just put them in the toaster, and I do not look at that. And I maybe take the knife.
Like he definitely can't do it. Like
yeah.
I picture he might have even tried it a second time, and only got like within 3 feet of you that time, and before he passed out. He can't do it. He's an 11-year-old kid. It's like
Sobbing as he's passed out.
The important thing about when somebody says they can't do it is that they would if they could.
well, he's trying to help.
Yeah.
He thinks it's the right thing to do. He just can't do it because he's 11. And what kind of an 11-year-old sociopath is going to cut off a leg?
Wow.
Well, anyways, is it my turn yet?
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
He takes the knife and he does the job. No, please don't.
No, definitely not.
He makes the hard choice.
That's not really my drive.
Make a hard choice.
But on a sleepy evening, you're all gone to sleep. At least you think it's evening. Time kind of starts to
time
go
is
weird
fully
inside.
warm. We're going a little crazy.
You feel a vibration, and it all kind of rouses you from your sleep.
Ooh.
And then the vibration gets harsher into a full-on shaking of the entire bunker. And then all of a sudden, there's only a couple minutes later, there's a massive just sound of like earth tearing and roots expanding, and all of a sudden you feel yourselves being thrown upwards as you kind of fly a couple feet in the air from the force as the box suddenly stops and you fall back down on the floor like an elevator gone up too fast. And the floor is now at like a 45-degree angle. You're in a diamond.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm assuming, like, are there breakables and dangerous things that are now just like falling on us?
Not really. The preparations for those things were either secured to the wall or made of things that were not. You're not going to have glass everywhere. That's not very intelligent.
Okay.
So everything's just kind of strewn everywhere. There's some mechanical things are broken. Some cabinets. A couple of the beds are thrown across the wall or thrown across the floor. Everything's moved. Water's leaking.
Oh, that's not good.
I'm checking to make sure is everybody alive.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah. Okay. What's broken? Okay. I'm like totally like I don't know what to, trying to be responsible. Looking at the stove to see if it's on fire. I don't. Okay.
None of us are dead, so
I crawl out weakly. I think my back is broken.
Oh.
I need help.
Ben will
And try to like get someone to come over and give me a hand anyways.
Rocky will come over for sure.
I'm mooning you.
Ah!
There's a crack right in my back. Can you see it?
Rocky pulls his pants down and moves you back. There's one in mine too.
I laugh because I'm 11.
Like, dumbfounded. I can't believe. Really? We're literally all in the corner of the room because that's the bottom now, and you're okay.
I mean,
there's a time and a place for everything.
Maybe we should all do like a group check. No? Oh, okay.
I'm just like standing there. We're just standing there with our butts out, and I'm just like, yeah, finger guns. And he's like, yeah, finger guns. And you're like, maybe you should do a wellness check. I think we're okay.
It's not dark. There's light sunlight streaming in through like cracks in the walls, and your pets are gone. In the hubbub, they must have been thrown out one of the cracks.
Mr. Hedgie.
Oh no. Go over to look out one of the cracks. Whichever one I can like reasonably look out of the easiest.
Roll me sense or scrutinize.
Okay.
What do you how do you see this vista?
With my eyes.
Jab.
What do your human eyes tell us?
Earth curves.
Okay, I'm gonna. Right. Okay, let's see. I gotta pull up my dice now. Yay!
It's dice time, boys and girls.
It's one girl. So wait, I'm gonna go with sense, and then do I get a sharp?
Yeah, you'll say sharps for this. Why not?
Instinct probably.
I'll take either.
Okay, and then do I have like an any kind of advantage just because?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Probably a disadvantage if you really push them.
Oh no! Snake eyes.
Oh no. Okay, so you see a blue sky.
On the plus side, the sky is still blue.
Now, I don't want to do the first twist. I want you guys to set this tone. What is the first twist of this game? Willow sees the sky.
Oh boy.
I got it.
Okay.
She sees the sky, and then there's a breeze on her face as what looks like a 30-foot pigeon just lands on the bunker, looks down at her, pecks once or twice at the crack, and then flies away.
I completely lose it, and I fall back into the thing, and I'm just pointing and sputtering, and
none of us were close enough to see it.
I'm not supposed to teach the little kids.
Ben is trying to console you.
Hey, you said the F word.
It's okay.
That's $1 in the swear jar.
If you can find it.
Yeah. I will not be consoled by Ben. I am looking for something sharp or projectile with which to console myself.
As a fun fact, I imagine that we have a swear jar, and there's like sticks of gum in it.
Yeah, because we don't have money anymore.
Yeah, we don't have currency. We all just share ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah.
While you're sharing what you've seen with the others, I want you to mark a mire for me as well.
Yeah, sure. Where are my mires? There you are.
Giant pigeon, you say?
I don't know. It was
people of a kitten. Think that works for this one on a few levels.
All right. Next spotlight.
There's birds out there too now.
Wasn't there always birds out there? There's always been birds, you guys. What are we talking about?
This is giant bird dinosaur. Ah.
I think Willow hit her head when we moved. And he starts waving his hand to see signs of trauma, as if he knows what he's doing, but he's 11 and knows nothing.
I just kind of grab the hand and I'm pull him in close to the birds.
It dawns on me. I point at her foot, gasping, and I say, "It's the brain goop. She's lost her mind."
Rocky's
trying to stare at him with this. I have no time for you. There are giant birds.
Rocky's
still holding on to Rocky's wrist, just net.
Rocky's trying to take his hand back and trying to pat himself down and find his knife so he can cut your.
I'm holding on that hand because I know.
Gleefully looks for next sharpest object.
Rocky, she's being controlled. I'm gonna leap in there and try to subdue you as well because as far as I know, you are completely possessed by an alien force that I have no idea how to quantify.
I straight up punch you in the face as hard as I can.
Let's frickin' rumble. Yeah, it's time.
We're doing this. This is 3 months of pent-up adolescent rage, and there are giant birds now. And trying not to get my foot cut off.
You're freaking about giant birds.
You ungrateful buggers happy. What?
We're not an hour in, and we already have PvP. Yes, this is a new record.
Let's rumble.
So Bev, roll strike.
Yeah, with yeah. Do I have strike? Nope.
What else? Wait. You could use.
I have Hex.
No, you don't have anything. If you had a scramble could work too.
I have prowess. I can mark to increase impact when attacking in close quarters.
There you go.
There you
There
go.
we go.
All right, I'll give you advantage for that.
Okay, advantage on. So how many is that? Is that
2 dice, I think, because you get 1 for an edge and 1 for advantage.
Well, it's marked to increase impact.
Oh,
right?
so 1
You'd
dice.
have to mark it if you want to use it.
I feel like I
increase
can also use teeth in that scenario.
You can always use teeth.
I can always use teeth. Okay, so that's going to be 2.
So,
2 dice.
How much
Uh,
teeth
yeah.
do you want?
How do I mark it off as used? I can't.
Ian,
What?
how does
I'm
one
just-
mark off zeros as used?
Oh, just turn it into an X. There you go. I haven't. These character sheets have not been edited well.
All right, that's a 5.
So yeah.
That's a
They'll do.
that's a conflict.
It's conflict. Okay. What were you trying to do, Dylan?
I was trying to grab
Or
her.
Netto.
Net was trying to grab her, albeit peacefully at first, because like he's the type who will go in with good intentions, and not until he gets hurt will he go start turning into a violent person. So he was just trying to grab her non-violently and probably got smoked in the face.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
can try to make the dodge if you want, but you will take a cut for it.
Okay.
Because he didn't expect her to full on just
I really
backhand
wasn't.
you.
I really wasn't. In a way, I've always been expecting her to do this to me, but
You were just waiting.
yeah, in a way, yes. Let's see. Do I have any combat skills? I have dodge, rank 1, so I get 0. No, wait, I get 1 dice. I get 1 dice.
Wait.
I'm gonna
You'll
use.
still roll
dice.
2 for it. You'll just take a cut.
So
She's
you can
1 dice.
yeah.
Well, you
She's
still get edge.
yeah. I'm,
Yeah, but so 2 dice, cut 1 is.
is 1.
Oh no,
yeah.
no. Wait, cuts. You still roll 2 dice. You just
Yeah, you
cut.
roll
the-
2 and
cuts you
take
still
take
roll.
Sorry.
lower.
Remembering the system. The
Yeah.
way.
Full disclosure, I did not know that in an important roll way back in like episode 4 a while. See, I just like rolled the 3 dice or whatever. So
It's fine. It's not like it's our most popular episode.
right. It might be.
Oh no.
I can't remember. I just remember it was an important roll.
I told my parents about that, or about our podcast too. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna instinctively
no.
try to dodge right when I notice her. Like I'm going to like grab onto probably her like arms or her like sleeves.
Stop her from flapping around.
Yeah, stop her from flailing around while we cut off her alien foot. But she's gonna try and smoke me in the face here, so I'm gonna try and weave out of the way. It's roll 2, cut 1. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 5 and a 2. So that's a
So
2.
2.
So
Ah.
you don't get out of the way. And you take a smack. So you'll take 1 damage.
Okay.
And you won't be able to restrain her. So she's able to get up, start shouting at you incoherent things about giant birds and
All
pigeon
knees
poops
and
of death.
elbows. All knees and elbows as I scramble to try and stand in this corner away from you two and then try to vainly regain control as the mature and responsible one.
Rocky will definitely scramble like away from you and like be like hiding and kind of shy. Be like, "What? Whoa! Wait! What?" Like, okay.
Okay. I just
So-
kind of like look at all of you and I'm like, okay, there are giant birds out there. I have no idea what's going on with this room, but it's wrong. I think we need to take action. I don't know what. But this is not no bueno.
So while this is going on, I think Ben is going to take another crack at the outside, and he'll peek his head out to see what all what sparked this.
Do I see him doing this?
Yeah, of course.
I like just go over there and be like, no, down birds.
So as you're crawling over there, like across all the refuse and everything, the bunker kind of wobbles.
I just have it straight up no.
But yeah, you're able to look outside. Roll me a sense.
All right, I have
Or scrutinize. I'll take either. Or if you have the magical scry skill.
I have tides and I have 1 sense.
Magical.
Yes.
Is this a different crack or the same crack?
I'll try a different crack. Like whichever crack is closest.
It's just Netto mooning you again.
Yeah.
No, it's time for him to be eaten by a giant stork. We all know that it's time. We're going to be like, where do babies come from? From the stork.
That is a 1 and a 2.
So a
Oh,
failure?
yes.
Yep.
So many good rolls.
Okay, so
We're wrong.
peeking out your crack, like a mature
We're
adult,
all 11.
Oh my god.
you see it's kind of dark, but there's like dappled sunlight. You kind of see the ground, and you see what looks like a vine or a snake kind of slithering out into the brush underneath of you, giving you a flashback of the last time you left.
He's gonna get away from that. They're moved. The plants are. The plants are moving, guys. Like everything is moving out there.
And as you say this, something large casts a shadow across the cracks above, and you feel just this heavy weight land on like the far end of your bunker, and it just starts leaning backwards. Stuff as you and some stuff starts tumbling to the back.
Guys. What?
Is
Yeah,
this,
we
is
noticed.
this like how quick? Is this a slow, or is this like got some momentum to it?
It's definitely some momentum. It's not quite leaning like the bridge in in Lord of the Rings falling, but it's getting to the point where you're not feeling like you're going to be able to sit up in the air however you're up in the air for much longer.
I feel like I reflexively just kind of like grab the kiddos and just head for the door.
Nothing's trying to get in or anything. And the exit seems to be relatively fine. You just have to climb up to it.
Ben does
Yeah,
not shy away from hand holding, as he also will scramble to get out of the box.
Rocky's just grabbing random things and like shoving them in his pocket as we're leaving. Like as he's
Yeah,
being like
good
scooped
idea.
up.
Same. I'm like grabbing things, but my bigger priority is get the kids, get them safe, get the kids, get them safe, get the kids, get them safe. We're gonna fall. We're gonna fall.
I'll give you the leniency to say that you have
We
go
can
bags of
grab
some
our
kind.
quote unquote resources and go bags. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to send you out naked into this new world.
Yay!
We
Not that-
probably have like explorer kits set up, right?
Yeah, basically, you all have good camping backpacks ready to go should you guys have needed to exit the bunker or explore outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go on our untitled, totally not trademarked, no direct analog pet journey.
And we head out the door.
So the climb's relatively easy. The bunk beds being secured, most of them still being secured to the floor after not being knocked down, act like a big ass ladder. You make it to the top. Somehow the bunker door still has power, so the hydraulics work. So the door opens without a problem. And as you open this door and you kind of see the bright sunlight finally streaming in proper, the weight on the back of the bunker disappears. And you're all kind of flung out forward through the air. And and you're going to tumble down onto the ground relatively unharmed.
But
That's
literally
lucky.
catapult us out.
Yeah, you've you've been launched out basically.
Anime protagonists, go!
As you all fly through the air, you're able to see that your tree or your bunker is actually suspended inside the middle of a giant sunflower. And there's these
Whoa.
pigeons flying around above that Willow saw.
I just kind of point to them and I go, aha! Like the other one's like, I'm not crazy.
And
Rocky
as you're
definitely wets himself.
I'm like, I don't know if I would call them
yourselves up off the
giant.
ground, you can see there's seed pods all around you and pigeons in the distance with 30-foot wingspan. So they're about as tall as a Ford F-150. Flying above and snacking on this giant sunflower plant.
Oddly specific, but a damn good truck.
This week, sponsored by Ford. I wish.
Oh, yeah.
Give us money,
Please pay us. We're so poor.
We broke, fam. So
We'll write
what you
fanfic
see
for sponsorships.
Yeah.
around you.
Ford, Wildsea Ford fanfic. That is.
This is
Oh,
all
that
this
is
is
a
leading
good.
up to.
Oh, no. Not worth it.
Turns out, how much is your soul worth?
How many times do I have
How
to?
much are you offering?
How many times do I have to use the word nubile before we get a sponsorship? How many? How many times?
Until we get blacklisted for
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how many times can I use it before we lose sponsorships?
So yeah, you're all undamaged as you kind of regain yourselves and kind of stand up and look around. You see just greenery of all kinds. Some of it familiar, some of it not, but most of it far larger than you should. The scale is big. Things are different colors than you expect. It's almost tropical. You see, but you notice as you start staring longer that through the greenery you pick up recognizable things. You see the roofs of your houses from before in the distance.
How far?
About 30, 40 yards. Somehow the sunflower plant dragged you from the ground, and there's just a giant crater where the bunker was as you're lifted up this like snake-like huge vine length of sunflowers.
Dang, I can see my house from up here.
And most of them are covered in greenery. The doors are all but just invisible. There's no way you can get through that much. It's only the top levels that are just recognizable because that's the only thing's not fully covered in greenery.
Is that Jake's water slide?
I think so.
Oh, my.
And that's the old tire swing.
And the trees that you guys grew up around are now these just behemoths, something you'd only seen in your cartoons and stuff.
That's the tree house. It's smaller now.
Some of the roots almost the size of the house in thickness.
Hey,
Oh.
hey, we need to move. We need to move right now. We need to move right now, guys. So you like Ben's looking up at where the bunker is up in the trees above us, where it was listing.
Yeah. Let's go.
Scan the area for the closest cover, like safe-looking cover.
There's what cave/archway hollow underneath one of the giant roots that you guys could take shelter under if you wanted.
I scoot them all under the giant root
Ben
as we try to collect ourselves.
Ben goes along and it's like, good idea.
Yeah.
I like Ben.
You're so smart.
I like Ben. Like a brother.
Oh.
Oh no.
All right, Katara.
Right?
I mean, well, okay, so like according to Pornhub, that's not a problem.
Oh no.
Does Ben even know
That's
about
the
Pornhub
level for
yet?
the thirstiest episode.
I am Momo now.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I think on that note, we'll because yeah. That may not be a bad place to end episode 1.
That's where we're going to end episode 1.
No,
Okay,
I won't quite into that. There's one more thing we'll do to kind of give us direction for the next episode.
Okay.
So, as you take shelter, you discuss among yourselves, and you recall that there is a mountain cabin / timeshare that your family's all invested into, and odds are that should be above the greenery that seems to be overtaking everything around you. Now, it's on the mainland, which is going to be an issue, but it's your best bet at surviving.
Ooh. Okay.
So we have to journey to the cabin.
Yes.
Wait, on the mainland. Are we on an island?
Yes.
Oof.
So we have to travel over water to find the cabin.
This is quite the journey.
Some might
Okay.
say it's the journey to the east.
To the tallest heights, my friends.
But not the west. Okay.
No.
And I will actually get each of you to quickly describe your surroundings so we can steal a little bit of Ian here, and I can take it for next episode.
Which was stolen from Felix, I believe, originally. So, great stealing.
It's a group share project.
It's appreciating.
That's fair.
It's appreciating.
Yeah. You said it's sunflowers?
Yes, your bunker is suspended in the middle of a giant sunflower.
There's like the giant trees you were talking about, which I'm picturing evergreens, like pine needles.
Yep.
So long, instead of each pine needle being like 3 inches or so, I'm picturing like a foot long pine needle, or like even 2 feet pine needles, and they're just sharp and almost unbreakable. And yeah.
Okay, so like iron pines.
Like no, they're regular pines. It's just like, have you ever tried breaking a stick that's 3 inches around?
Oh yeah, like they're just super thick.
Yeah,
3 inches. Holy moly!
Yeah, like these are like, you could throw this as a spear, and it would work as a spear. So
If you could find a straight one.
Well, they're pine needles, so they're all perfectly straight. Because
Size of a small javelin. Got it.
Yeah, it's a javelin plant now.
Yeah, it's basically it's a pine tree, but just giant. It's nightmares.
Javelin pine might be what it'd be in the future.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
But right now it's just a pine tree with very thick needles.
Mm-hmm.
Massive.
The rabbits have thumbs now.
The rabbits have thumbs?
The rabbits.
Well, that took a turn.
Rabbits have.
They have thumbs now. I don't know how big they are. That's up to you. But they have thumbs now.
Okay, that's terrifying.
They're whipping javelins, apparently.
Yeah.
Also, I just realized I brought up rabbits, so might have a contender for the thirstiest episode coming up.
Yeah.
The age of man has ended.
The age of
rabbits has begun.
We shall cover this earth with our brethren.
The age of human-rabbit hybrids.
Oh no!
Oh my god! Did we just introduce a new species into the Wildsea?
Yes.
Species wars.
Oh my god! No, we can't. The furries.
It's
Mama, bunny, and
can't.
They're people. We love them and we support them.
Back in the bottle.
Do we?
We do. They have.
Mama, bunny's not here for you.
Yeah, but they have
Netto.
But they have so much money.
What do you see around?
Bunch of weak children. No. Oh gosh. What do I see? Like flora or fauna, something like that. Yep. Darn it! I had a really good one for this too. There are. Can it be something that's already mutated somewhat?
Yep. Things have had time to mutate to an extent.
Okay.
They're just not quite, not everything's a javelin pine. They're just pine trees with javelin-like aspects to the needles.
Not everything is rabbits with hands.
There's like giant sprawls of morning glory, like, because we all know how stubborn it is and how prolific it is, and it is like choking wraps of vines climbing up other things, and it like grows like a hungry little carpet. You know what I mean? And
and that
like you can watch it actively like moving, like it's alive.
Yeah,
like
the end of it just like does that tendrily moving thing, like, you know, like when you're watching stop motion video of like new shoots growing and stuff like that. It has that kind of like weird wiggly reaching,
almost like snakes sometimes seen in the undergrowth.
Yeah,
that's where we all watch tentacles moving.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Exactly.
The new plants.
Yeah.
Watch Poison Ivy for the knowledge.
It also, if I'm allowed to throw a little bit of lore at it, why not? When it's the plant's fruiting season, it grows like luminescent pods on it.
Nice.
They're not like really brightly glowing. They're just sort of like a dull red, but you can see them in the dark.
Ooh.
I'm imagining kind of like golden berries, how they have like that papery lantern around them.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's nice.
That looks beautiful.
Very cool.
So they have like they have like a singular berry inside the lantern, and the berry glows, but as soon as you break the lantern, it like just turns into a normal fruit. So you can't like steal the inside and use it as a lantern or anything like that. It's just
exactly
beautiful in nature, but not in preservation.
Emphasis on the morning of this glory.
Just lantern vine, too. Just because I know I already said something, but just like low key slide in there. Just the general feeling that the mushrooms are watching us.
That's fine.
Mushroom dance.
Seven King. Yep.
Mushroom dance.
And what does Ben see?
A second moon rise. No,
I don't think we're on Kansas anymore. Turns out low-key isekai. You all died.
Damn.
The cyborg wyverns are taking over.
That explains the laser raptors.
Perfect.
It's always a good day for a country reference.
I think he sees some kind of a landmark. A lighthouse is like the top of the lighthouse is barely visible from where they are, and like the lighthouse has also been lifted up, but because we can see it gives us kind of like a rough idea of what direction we need to go to in order to get to maybe like the port, in order to where would be the port, like the ferry, I guess the docks, depending on how big the island is, in order to get to the mainland. So like we have an idea maybe of which direction to go to.
Yep, no, that's good.
But the lighthouse shouldn't be up there. It's not that tall.
Is it still lit?
No, because it is sideways.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
I love a good horizontal tower.
Yeah. Also,
it's called the one-story building.
Also, for the record, I don't watch Poison Ivy. I read it.
Oh. So you don't watch it do its little tendril thing.
Perfect. And with that, this was the first episode of Into the Heights, sponsored by Nobody. I was Austin the Firefly.
I'm Bev. Willow Bev.
I'm Dylan, and I play Net.
Ian playing Rocky.
I'm Jonathan, and I play Ben.
And that's us signing off back into seclusion.